Okay, well, you're on speaker and you're on the air.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I actually got you set up next to the mic. You know, I wanted to wait until the show started to say this, but if our podcast is as good and or as successful as Seinfeld, it's not going to get good until about season 4, and I hate to tell the listeners this, but there's about 42 episodes a season here, so hold on.
Season 4 is when it started getting good, and season 6 it got really good.
What do you think? That's a good bit, though, huh?
I think you got some there.
I said,
give me a second.
If we're as successful as Seinfeld,
Ooh, what's this?
hold on. Because it's going to be a while.
Oh, I can delete this.
You can delete that, but I would not delete that.
I'm going to delete it.
Ooh. So, I'm calling from the brand new studio.
Yeah, I liked it. I watched your video. The studio looks nice. So is the apartment bigger because when you enter the door, it has somewhere you could go left? Is that what your other one didn't have, the left area?
You couldn't go left or right, like in my other apartment. This apartment is literally, by the numbers, twice the size of my old apartment. My old apartment.
By the letters?
By the letters, I haven't done the conversion yet, but by the numbers, it's 540 square feet versus almost 1,100.
Okay, I got 45 minutes. I think that'll do it. So I'm going to start my recording.
Okay,
We're live.
I'll take you off speaker then.
Oh shoot, I gotta put my mic. Yeah, take me off speaker, but I'm gonna put my microphone on. Yeah, I look forward to hearing how yours sounds. I haven't been able to check it out yet.
Well, I'm sure that this one will sound even better because it's mostly carpeting in here, and then the old apartment was all wood, like all wood flooring. So there was a lot of bouncing.
Yeah, and your counters were all hard, really hard stuff too, like not granite, but something hard.
It was they were granite, yeah.
Oh, they were granite. Okay, because I remember we skated on those things.
Yeah, so the new skate spot doesn't have as much pop, but
But sound-wise, it's nice and quiet.
Sound-wise, it's great.
The neighbors never get upset.
So, yeah, like I was saying pre-show here, if we're as good as Seinfeld, we'll see in a few years.
Well, I don't know if I told you, I was on YouTube the other day and I was trying to find the episode, and someone made a podcast called A Show About Nothing, or a podcast about nothing, and I haven't listened to it to see if it's any good, but it seemed like they were trying to do a podcast just about Seinfeld. So like they would analyze one episode for like a very long amount of time. So it looked like the one I saw was about the race. And again, I didn't actually listen to it or click on it or anything like that. But based on the brief description I saw for about a sentence and a half, it looked like they were really digging deep.
Well, maybe they can dig deep on a show about something, because I would love to have them call in.
You know what? We should have them call in. We should see if they're still alive, and if they are, they should
Why is that
over.
your first thought? We should see if they're still alive. Not we should see if we can contact them. We should see if they have access to their social media. We should see if they're still alive.
I think that supersedes it, because if they're not alive, then the social media isn't going to do much good.
But most people it wouldn't hurt them. Let me see if they're alive, but let me just see if they're around.
Well, yeah, if they're not around, that's going to be a problem too, but that sometimes goes along with the alive, because if you're not alive, you're not really around.
I've been around before, but I've always been alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if someone says, hey, I'm going to catch you around, you go, well, if I'm dead, you won't.
You're right.
Actually, I've never said that, though, but I guess you could.
I've always said I'll see you around, not I'll catch you around.
Oh, yeah, catch, it does have more of like a police connotation. Like, if you're around, I'm going to catch you.
Speaking of police, I mentioned to you yesterday, but I want to let the viewers know.
What about the listeners?
You know what? Don't the viewers supersede it, just like being alive versus catching you around?
Yeah, I think so, because I put little things in the videos for the viewers. If you just listen, you might not see it.
Well, I hate
to.
It? I get it, but I hate to get philosophical here. But if you're viewing, you're listening.
One would hope, but I don't know. We might. I mean, I don't actually know who's viewing, so I don't know if they're what they're doing over there.
You can.
I don't know how to find that out. I tried to figure that out. I couldn't figure it out. Well, I don't even know what country our viewers are from. What if they're from Zimbabwe?
It's mostly Myanmar, but it'll always be Burma to me.
I'm in Burma.
Burma?
You'll most likely know it as Myanmar, but it'll always be Burma to me.
You there! Sell me your motorbike! And a melon.
You there, on the motorbike! Sell me one of your melons!
That's one of my favorite things that Peterman has always said. It'll always be Burma to me.
Yeah, he's another one. I forgot to add him in, on our first episode I was talking about secondary characters were my favorite. He's one of my favorites too. Just his delivery with everything. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's stunning. I'm stunned.
Elaine, bring me my cake.
And then he says, my first job was this horrible hag of a woman with a wart that she called her nose.
Oh, she was not attractive even by backwards.
I loved the way he said a line.
Oh, yeah, his delivery was immaculate. Immaculate delivery. All right, I'm going to tell you what I've been doing.
Well, I thought I was going to tell you about what the viewers should have known that I told you yesterday about.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had said,
what the hell happened there?
Well, you had said, oh, it's almost like getting pulled over. And I said, well, speaking of getting pulled over, I saw one.
By the police.
Yeah, I saw one vehicle being pulled over by 11 cop cars. 11.
11?
11. Just unnecessary. I don't care if you are Jeffrey Dahmer and they got eyes on you. 11. If you can't do it with 4, you sure as hell can't do it with 11.
Right. I was thinking of Joe, what's his name?
Paterna?
You know what I'm talking about? Joe, which one?
Paterna?
No, not Paterna. Who's Paterna?
I don't know. DiMaggio?
Joe Rifkin. Remember Joe Rifkin?
I thought
Joel
it was
Rifkin,
Joel Rifkin.
The whole city is talking about this monster, Joel Rifkin, and I am dating a Joel Rifkin.
Okay, maybe it's Joel. I never actually read it. I just heard it. I was a listener. I wasn't a viewer.
Yeah, well, that's your problem right there, but okay.
Yeah, but back to your police witnessing. I told you yesterday, I said you should stop and make sure everything's okay because those people that were getting pulled over, 11 cop cars is a ton, and you would want to make sure that the cops weren't pulling some shady business, especially with what's been happening lately. But there was a good reason that you couldn't, and we'll talk about that some other time, I assume.
Well,
you can talk about it now if you want.
Well, you're assuming we're going to talk about it later. I'd rather just talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Then we can just talk about it later then.
So I was speaking of, trying to find out who was watching, who's listening to the podcast, I logged on to YouTube earlier today, and I got caught
Congrats.
in one of those black holes where I was initially looking at our podcast, and then I got transferred to watching high school mascot dances.
That's pretty much what our podcast is. It's just like an auditory representation of it.
And then I got transferred to a YouTube video entitled This, and I want you to tell me what you think it is. I'm going to tell you what I thought it was, and then I'm going to tell you what it was.
Okay, sounds like a good progression. So let's hear the title.
We go from a podcast about something, high school mascot dances, and then the title is How to Make a Lego Safe.
A Lego safe.
How to make a Lego safe.
Right, it's not Legos, it's Lego, right?
How to make a Lego safe.
Listen, answer one question. Is it Lego or Legos, plural?
It's Lego.
Okay, then I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to make a dumb safe to like hold valuables out of Legos, and I think it's going to be a complete waste of everyone's time because I don't know if you're aware, but Legos are easily broken by a sledgehammer. Am I right or wrong?
You lost me at the very last part, but you are dead on. They were making a safe out of Legos. So do you want to know what I thought it was first? And then
you thought they were trying to make it so you didn't hurt your feet when you're stepping on Legos. That's what you thought.
That's what I thought. I thought they were going to grind a Lego down.
Oh, grind it. See, I thought they were going to put some sort of bubble wrap on top of all the Legos so that when you walked, it was more of a massage than a painful endeavor.
A massage would be great. But then the second thing I had thought was how to make a Lego safe. I thought they were going to turn it into less of a choking hazard.
And how would they do that?
Well,
make it out of gummies?
Here's the thing. When I was watching I was 20 seconds in. There's clearly a safe. They're clearly building a safe. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, I guess that would be less painful to step on. And then...
And you can't choke on it. It's too big.
And it's too big to choke on. So I'm still not getting that it's a safe.
Right. Do you get it now?
Barely. Barely.
Okay. Is that where the wormhole ended, or did you?
That's where it ended because I just
bigger and better things.
I felt stupid after they gave it to me, and I'm still thinking they're trying to make a Lego safe instead of trying to make a Lego safe.
Okay, I'm gonna share with you the latest wormhole I went on YouTube, and it started with the podcast about nothing too. But it was I don't know if it was funny because it was around 2:30 in the morning.
Wait, it started.
Or if it was funny.
It started with a podcast about nothing, or a podcast about something.
I never watched a podcast about nothing. It started with a podcast about something, which is the only podcast about a thing that you should ever watch. Definitely not the other one, which I'm not even gonna mention again. Okay, so it started there.
Okay.
And then. I forget.
So wait, hold on. It didn't start.
It wasn't really a middle, though.
It didn't start there. It started here.
Correct. Yes.
I just, I'm getting very philosophical today, and I apologize to the viewers, the listeners.
The listeners can deal with it, but the viewers are who you should apologize to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of listeners, have you figured out a way I can put this podcast on Apple yet, or is that going to happen in like 2023?
Well, I thought that was going to be on the next board meeting. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that on the show.
You got a new skateboard for me?
Well, the board meeting
right, and we can have a board meeting.
Well, sometimes is about boards, but...
No, it's on boards.
Oh.
We are both on boards, and then we meet.
I like that.
Yeah.
So continue.
Actually, you did give me that blank deck, so I could hook that one up. Okay, so all right, so you have a great middle with your mascot dances. I don't recall a middle to my strange. I wouldn't call it a journey. It was more of like I got pushed into a dark room, is what it felt like.
So was it
But
all
at the
one
end
big
of it,
beginning?
the beginning was a podcast about something,
That's right.
or as you refer to it here, right?
Here.
But then the middle, I don't recall what happened in the middle. That's why I don't even know what it was. I'm confused. But the last thing I watched, and I don't know, again, I'm not sure if it was because of the time or it was because of the actual substance was very funny, but it was a 9-second video, and it was called and again, this has absolutely nothing to do with any sort of hot topic issues, okay? I'm just going to explain what it was and why it was funny, but it's not, I guess I have to preface this because of, people are PC and everything. It's not anti anything, really. And I'll explain right now.
But is it prose? Is it prose something?
I don't know what the hell it was, all right? But here's what happened, okay? The title was called, and it was just the letter, right? The letter Y, the space, the letter R, space, the letter U, space, GAE. So it was, why are you gay? All right? And again, this is why I prefaced this, okay? So just hear me out. Don't click away or don't go listen into some other crazy stuff. So here's what happened, right? This guy, I believe it was in Nigeria, had on someone on his show, and the person was just talking about, just there to talk about gay rights. And so the host of the show says to this person, says like, thank you for coming on the show. And I can't do a Nigerian accent, so just pretend like I did. And then the guy says, oh, thanks, I'm happy to be here. And the first thing the host says, he goes, why are you gay? And the guy... and he didn't mean it.
Can we rewind and please say that?
You gotta see this.
Please say that one more time for the viewers.
He goes, why are you gay?
Okay.
And so and again, it's not to like say anything bad. He was just honestly asking. And then the guy that was on the show was actually just a gay rights person. He goes, who said I was gay? He goes,
why?
And he goes, and there's a pause, right? And this is the very end of the video. There's a giant pause, maybe a second and a half, and then the host looks at him, and goes, you are gay, and that's it. That's the end of the video. And I think they just clipped that part. But I watched it maybe 7 times in a row, and the host's voice and just how he did it.
Okay, and I want to let the view. I want to let
2:30 in the morning.
I want to let the viewers know that the DJ Chill will link the description of this video down in the bio, please.
We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
The person's accent is beautiful, and then his like pondering too, because the guy goes, I'm not gay. Who said I was gay? He goes, you're gay.
I love your delivery of the why. Like, it's such a great opener. Like, I want to ask the viewers, why are you here?
Yeah, but it was so funny because he goes, yeah, thanks for coming. We have this guy in the show. The guy goes, yep, thanks for having me. And the first thing out of the guy's mouth, why are you gay?
It's so good. It is so good. It's almost like
it is. And again, it's to all the viewers that are PC and everything. It's nothing against any sort of LGBTQ culture or anything. It's really the host asking, and that's what makes it all the more funny, because he's earnestly trying to understand, and he's doing a very bad job of being an interviewer.
And I want to let
I want to
let the viewers know that we're really not anti or pro anything on this show here. It's just we're all about pro delivery. So it's all about how you deliver something.
And yeah, that was definitely that was a pro right there if I've ever seen one.
That was a pro.
So that's where I ended up, and I'll put in the description. And I think you're every time I watch it, it makes me laugh. So that's when you know something's good. It's like Seinfeld. But that was one thing I wanted to tell you about, and the other thing I want to tell you about is that for the past few days, because as you know, my dad had the hip surgery, and he was always like the chief grocery getter for my sister, who has the very intense, specific, and unique dietary restrictions.
Yes.
So because he's injured, I now took over the role, and I don't know if you know, but I don't actually have any qualifications. So I have no experience, no qualifications, but I was promoted to be the chief grocery getter.
Let me ask you something. So does this make you on the picking team?
Yeah, I was on the picking team, but I almost got fired yesterday.
Well, I'm sorry. There's just no way that we could keep you on. I don't even really work here. That's what makes this so difficult.
Because of some issues with my picking. But when I was there, the whole time, I kept thinking about Kramer and Jerry in the episode where Kramer gets kicked out of Joe's fruit stand. So for the viewers, even if you haven't watched Seinfeld, I'm going to explain what happens briefly, okay? So Kramer goes to get his fruits from Joe's fruit stand because he doesn't trust a regular supermarket. I mean, I'll tell you, the apples are mealy, okay? The oranges are never in season. I don't know what's going on with the papayas.
Well, you'll have to go to the supermarket. The supermarket? It's impossible. They don't have a decent piece of fruit at the supermarket. The apples are mealy, the oranges are dry. I don't know what's going on with the papayas.
So he goes to Joe's to get his fruits. But one day, he's in Joe's, and he takes back a peach that he had that was bad. And he smacks it on the counter.
Returning used fruit? Jerry, this peach is subpar.
Joe goes, what do you want me to do with this?
I don't grow the
Kramer
peaches.
goes, yeah. Kramer goes, I want restitution.
I want restitution. Restitution? You want restitution?
He goes, you want restitution? You want restitution? Like you said, I don't grow the peaches.
I would love if Jack Klompus and Joe at the fruit stand had an interaction. Jack Klompus, what do you want me to do with the peach? I don't like this peach.
How can I take back the peach?
Listen, I
could have been violently ill. Violently.
I want the fair Kelly Blue Book market value for the peach.
Kelly Blue Book value, $22,000.
It drove itself into the swamp.
$2,200.
I want 64 cents, the fair market value of the peach.
Oh, I would absolutely love that. We should set that up. We should.
It's almost like fan fiction, but yeah. So keep going to your almost unemployment from the picking team.
Okay, so but I'm finishing telling the viewers and maybe a couple of listeners about Joe and what happened. So anyway, Kramer demanded restitution. Joe wouldn't give it to him, and Joe said, you know, you got a problem, you take it up with God. He makes the peaches. I don't make the peaches, I just sell the peaches.
You're a bad peach? That's an act of God. He makes the peaches. I don't make the peaches. I sell the peaches.
Okay? And Kramer goes, this place is going downhill.
So this whole place is going downhill.
and Joe goes, you got a problem? You know what? You take your business elsewhere. I don't want your business. Kramer goes, you don't want my business? Joe goes, that's right. I don't want your business. From this point on, you're banned. You're banned from the store.
Well, I'm going to pick a solution for you. Take your business elsewhere. I don't want your business. Oh, now you don't want my business. No, I don't want your business. And at this moment, you're banned from the store. You're banned.
Then Kramer goes, but what am I going to do about fruit?
Well, what am I going to do for fruit?
So then the next scene, right? Kramer is trying to convince Jerry to do his fruit shopping for Kramer at Joe's. So Jerry is inside Joe's, and he has a list from Kramer. It has plantains.
I know.
It has mangoes. It has plums with the red on the inside.
I love when Jerry is audibly narrating. He's like,
yes.
Okay, one plantain, and he's like looking up.
Yeah.
Nervously. Okay, one plum with the red on the inside.
4 plums with red on the inside.
Right, and then part of what Kramer said was, I want some avocados. And Jerry goes, I don't know how to pick an avocado. And Kramer says, well, they got to be soft, but not too soft.
I don't know how to pick out an avocado. Well, they got to be soft. How soft? Not too soft.
And so Jerry's holding the avocado. He goes, 1 avocado? Ooh, just right.
Avocado? Ooh, just right.
And Joe's
staring at him. Yeah, he's staring him down the whole time. So I felt like Jerry because I'm looking at this list. Let me tell you some of the items on this list. I guarantee you've never heard of these things. You don't even know if this is a person's name, a vegetable, or a fruit. You have no clue, okay?
If I have heard of them, would you be impressed or bewildered?
I would be very impressed. So I want you to speak up, okay? First thing on my list, right, is called frizzy. F-R-I-S-E-E.
Never heard of it.
Do you know what this is?
Nope.
Okay.
Wait, how do you spell this again?
F-R-I-S-E-E.
Frizzy. Never heard of it.
Right. So, yeah, that was the first thing on my list. So I'm like Jerry. I'm muttering to myself. I'm going, frizzy. And I'm like studying each sign like,
Wait,
romaine.
Is this a food or is this a shampoo?
Exactly. It's a food. It's a food.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the answer so you don't, hurt your brain. It's a type of lettuce.
Wow.
It's a type of lettuce.
Okay.
Yeah. And it looks kind of like, those people that they dye their hair, like the roots of it blonde, and then they let the outer parts get dark, and it's curly hair? Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of what it looks like, but with green on the outside and yellow on the inside.
Okay.
And curly hair. So when you're shopping at Joe's, you'll know what a frizzy is, okay? That's one thing I didn't think you'd know. Another thing is that there is something called an escarole. You know about this?
Okay.
You think I'm making these up, don't you?
I do, because I'm thinking escrow mixed with Eskimo mixed with a hoagie roll.
With a hoagie roll?
It's an escarole.
Escarole? Yeah. No. So that was another thing. And I'm just going to give you one more. And I don't even remember this one off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to look at my grocery list to tell you. Because
were you able to fulfill all the picks, or was it like my trip at Best Buy where the picking team was not able to fulfill my order?
I fulfilled 80% of the quota, but there was an expectation that I wouldn't be able to find some of these because they didn't exist.
Okay.
Maybe not even in the world as we know it, but
okay.
Definitely not at the stores. Okay, here's the last one I want to tell you. It's known as a radicchio.
This is like from Harry Potter.
Right? Because it sounds like they took the Latin root, like ridiculous, right? Like, and just tried to make it into a vegetable. Oh, that's ridiculous. What should we call it? Radicchio. So I did find that one, but I had to Google it and try to figure out what it was even looking like. It's like purple, and it's like some sort of elongated cabbage, for your information and for the viewers. So here's where the problem happened and where I almost lost my job. One of the things I needed to get was known as red butter lettuce. And what I ended up getting was red leaf lettuce.
Ooh.
And that's just a rookie mistake. I mean,
time.
If you do something like that, you're not meant to be the chief picker. I think I'm going to be on picking duty, kind of subservient level.
Yeah, that's, I mean, but you're meant to make rookie mistakes.
Well, my boss didn't really see it that way, but thank you.
I would hate to answer to your boss.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my experience. I felt like Jerry in there, just like everybody else is like grabbing like a carrot and everything. I'm like,
Now,
I know what carrots look like, but
look around
what the hell is a lacinato?
Did you look around like Jerry does and look at it and say, okay, frizzy with the green on the inside?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like, that's the closest I think I'll get to
That's really
being
good.
like Jerry in that situation. Yeah, so
That
I
is
wanted to
so
share
good.
that with you.
Well, thank you. That was really good.
You're welcome.
That was really good. Now, I had one other thing written down.
Okay, good.
Well, it's not the bottled water back on the wagon. I got reamed out a couple episodes ago about that.
Yeah, and you deserve that. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, actually.
It is ridiculous. So,
yeah, you know better.
why are these apartment communities, like the names of the apartment communities, are so out there? Like, let's say you live in Iowa and your apartment community is called Tropical Escapes.
See, I think if I lived in Iowa, I'd end up moving to a place called Great Plains Estates.
Yeah, so that would be okay, but like I'm talking about any place you're at, the names are just out there, and it's almost like I wouldn't mind picking up a lawsuit from someone who in Iowa did move into Tropical Escapes, and the whole time is like, I haven't been able to wear flip-flops since July 4th. For like a week. And that was it.
Yeah, I think you have a good point there. I think a lot of those places, they're trying to pretend like people can't see, right? So they're making a name so that they're assuming that the people that move in there will never be able to see, and they're just having someone else pick a place based on what they think it'll look like. So like you said, Tropical Estates. I've seen some over here that are called deer pastures. And there's no deer. That's the whole thing. They just killed all the ecosystems to put up a bunch of houses that look the same.
And Tropical Estates has two beautiful sable palms on the sign, and I'm thinking, a sable palm couldn't live there, but maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. That just came to my mind. Mostly it came to my mind because I had to think of something. I was on the spot, and I don't think I had written down what I had wanted to talk about. So I just moved into this new apartment. So I'm looking around thinking, okay, I don't want to give out my apartment community name, but I want to be like, okay, this is a little ridiculous. Tropical Estates in Iowa. Bam.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like when you get called on in class and you haven't been paying attention, so you try to fabricate something that kind of fits whatever the hell they're talking about. And at the end, you do a mediocre job, and all it does is it means that you contributed something, but it wasn't good enough that anybody could do anything with it.
Yeah, but you're not going to get berated for it, and that's something that...
Exactly.
That's something that I live by, and it's actually a quote I heard from The Office by Jim Halpert. He said, you want to do a good job, or you want to hold your job, you go in every day and you do wholehearted work half-heartedly.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it's 100% true. If you go in, because there's many times I'll start a job and I'll come in firing off the gates. I mean, I'm there just, writing, extensive emails and just doing 160%, but it's not sustainable. By Wednesday, I'm like, okay, I'm going to slip out of here for lunch. It's 9:46.
PM?
AM.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
But what I'm saying, it's not sustainable.
Yes, and I get you on that. And that brings me to something else I want to talk with you about. I think you're going to understand this more than I do. So the other day, I don't know how to preface this, but anyway, so I was talking to some person, and they wanted to meet up, and I said, sure, I'll give you my number. And before that, they were messaging me through Instagram, and so I gave the number, and then the person sent me a message on Instagram instead of sending me a text or something, and it said it just said green. I go, what is wrong with people? I don't know what it meant. And then she wrote again. She goes, your phone is green. And I looked at it. I go, no, it's not. I mean, it's whitish, and then it has like a little pinkish on the back, but it's not green. And then she responded one more, and it said, do you have Android? And so then I understood she was saying because it's not iMessage, right? So I don't use iMessage.
We know.
And apparently,
we know you have. And I had pointed this out the first or second episode. You have a wanting, willing, and able iPhone, but you choose to live. You're transgenerational, and that's okay. I 100% support transgenerationalists.
Right, but the funny thing about this is that this person, apparently, the text message not turning blue was so significant that she has never sent me a text ever, even though she was the one that wanted to send me a text in the first place.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna side with her on this.
Can you explain it? Because I don't get it.
I'll explain
what does this blue text do?
So
does it save money? I don't understand.
No, there's a lot of things here that you're not quite getting, okay? Because you're
let me in on it, yeah.
Because you're a transgenerationalist. Now, it's going to be either one of 19 things. I'm only going to list 2 of them.
Thank goodness, because I don't know if I have time for 19.
I don't know if the viewers have time either, but the first one is that the blue texts that come in are better for your skin.
Oh, okay. Dermatology related.
Yeah,
okay.
This is on a dermatological level, and I know about it because there's a really good friend of mine, a best friend of mine, who is a esthetician, like a skin expert, and she said that dark mode on the iPhone is better for your skin. I'm thinking, okay, I understand eyes, maybe you don't want to look at something so bright, but no, the colors are actually better for your skin. It's incredible. So, and then the second reason is that she just doesn't like the color green.
Yeah. So explain more about, because you just talked about dark mode, but you didn't say anything about blue text.
So dark mode is a setting on the iPhone where everything shows up with a darker overlay instead of the lighter overlay. And blue text is something similar to that, where maybe she knows that the green and white is worse for her skin than the blue and white.
Okay, so she's very, she's big on skincare.
She might have an in with an esthetician.
So what's so bad about dermatologists? Why do you keep going to esthetician?
Well, esthetician is just a little bit more fun to say.
Okay, that's the truth. So, I mean, but skin doesn't need a doctor. What, you wash it, dry it, repeat.
Skin doesn't need a doctor. Of course not. Wash it, dry it, move on.
Listen.
What's a dermatologist going to say? Put some aloe on it?
What, does she save lives or something? Skin cancer?
Pimple Popper MD. Was that the one that did it?
You know what? I feel like...
Still got it.
Was it Pimple Popper MD?
That's the one.
Still got it.
You know, he's an anti-dentite. He's an anti-dermite.
Ooh, very good. Right.
And if the esthetician, what about? I'm not even gonna attempt that.
Good luck. I was really looking forward to see what you came up with there.
Good luck.
Yeah, I was listening, but I was not learning there.
So we're about 40 minutes.
Oh, whoa! Sorry. We have a call online one. Are you getting anything here?
You have the special. Yeah, can I answer it? I can answer it, but I can't see it. Hello, caller.
Wait, no, where's the ding? I always miss this button.
No, I pressed the button. Oh, you have to do it on your end.
No, it's on my line. Just, hey, caller, give us 1 second here. Oh, here it is.
Did we lose?
Okay, caller, you are now live on... Oh, Lord, there is a truck with Trump flags coming out of its butthole.
Okay,
sorry.
caller, thank you for calling a podcast about something. You're on the air.
Hello there, my name's Thomas, and I come from, well, right now I'm in North Carolina from the eastern part.
Nice, very, very great, Thomas. I'm happy.
Thanks for being here, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're here. So you said, well, right now, are you in transit like the DJ Chillwill? Are you a truck driver, or is that your occupation?
Well, no, I used to drive trucks for about 25 years,
Okay.
but
Very nice.
recently I have been taking up something known as crocheting.
Well, that is quite the stark career change, but hey, we support you here on a podcast about something. Now, what's the reason for your call?
Excuse me. I wanted to say something about the show.
Yeah.
About something.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, I just forgot what it was.
Well, thank you for calling, Thomas, and be safe with your crocheting. I know that it's a lot of crochet, no shitting, so you better be careful with that, and we'll see you next time.
Oh no, I know what it was. So I remember it was in the first show y'all did. You were talking about. Hey, Nicole, get a hold of yourself. We have a caller on the line. I'm going to patch him back in.
Okay.
We're back with you. Thomas. Sorry, I had to say something to our co-host. Oh, I was in the middle of telling you that in the first show y'all did, you said that Elaine and Jerry were going to get married, and that almost happened in the episode where Jerry discusses his feelings because of the girlfriend of his who said that he never gets angry. Hello? Yeah, we're here with you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you. And that is that's a great observation, and I'm glad that your call. Let me let all the future and past callers know, mainly Earl, that your calls are appreciated and desired. But Thomas, let me make a comment about that.
Okay.
During that episode, you're 100% right that Jerry then showed his emotion, but I want to make a more, a more involved observation. Was that an advanced observation? I'm sorry. Is that the accusation that he never showed his emotions then made him over-exaggerate or fake future emotion. So that emotion where he was wanting to marry Elaine, I can't take as real because he's trying hard to either fake or exaggerate or mask real emotions.
Thomas?
I think I lost him there on that one.
Oh man, that was good too. Man, what's up with that, Thomas? You call back in 2 weeks. We're gonna let you have it.
We're gonna let you have it.
Call back in 2 weeks. We're gonna let you have it for not even responding to Nicole on that beautiful essay on Jerry Seinfeld's TV emotions.
So hey, Will,
so you call back in 2 weeks, Mister.
The DJ Chillwill, you had a question about where the callers, where the viewers were watching, like what country and things like that. I actually have a special icon on my live application of our show that only lets me know when a Jamaican caller is calling in, and I've had a Jamaican caller on hold now the past 6 minutes. Do you want to let them in?
Yes, but I only have 4 minutes left of recording, so we gotta get him off the air quickly.
Okay,
but don't tell him that.
Let me patch him. Let me patch him in. Hold on a second. Are you there, caller? Hey, brother. Hello. Yes.
Caller,
yes.
Where are you calling from? Are you really calling from Jamaica?
Yeah, man, I'm calling from right by the beach. My father, he grow so many bushes in the mountains at Kingston, but I could not take him anymore, so I moved down to the pier. Oh, that is great.
Oh. Yeah, that's good stuff. Caller, I think I heard some in the background. Who's that in the background there?
That is my baby girl. I'm actually taking out surfing for the first time tonight, man.
Hey, put that person on the line, would you?
Do you want to talk to my daughter?
Hey, how's it going? Who this? You're on the show right now with a podcast about something. Who are you? Oh, don't worry about who I am, okay? You're just doing a great job. I know he loved the show. He talk about it all the time. So you keep it up, because you're lifting his spirits. You're lifting him high, 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 and we love what you're doing over here. Wow, now that is really something. Thank you so much for those kind words.
I'm back on
we
the
really
line.
appreciate it.
I caught here for one reason only, is that I'm stuck here. I'm trying to take my daughter surfing, and this crazy white boy, he came and put a puncture in my tire, so now I can't.
All right, I'm sorry. That's all we have time for. Thank you very much for calling, caller.
Hello.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, I just hung up on him. Sorry about that. This show really got off the rails very quickly when we do the caller section. We're gonna need to be a little better about that in the future, I think.
Yeah.
I have exactly 2 minutes left, by the way, so I think we got to go to trivia.
We got to go to trivia time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, callers, but yeah, we'll definitely kind of reel it in next time.
Yeah, we got to reel something in. Okay, so here's the thing. Do you want to start or me?
You go ahead.
Okay. I have an easy one. This is just this is a low-hanging fruit for you, okay?
Okay.
Why did Jerry say was the reason that the Rosses would love a handsome cab ride? He said, of course they'd love it, because everyone loves what?
A pony?
No, not a pony.
I don't know. Is this when Rusty
Who told you to answer a pony?
Listen,
no, not a pony.
Is this when Rusty gave the cab ride?
Of course.
Well,
but George says, do you think they'd like it? Jerry goes, of course, everyone loves it. They love the...
Oh, they love the atmosphere.
No, they don't love the atmosphere. This is you like getting called out in the middle of class again. It's because they love the clip clop, clip clop.
You think they like that? Are you kidding? People love it. There's something about the clip clop, clip clop.
Oh, they do love the clip clop, clip clop. That is good. That's really good.
Okay, you have 1 minute left. You better ask a good question quickly.
Okay. Will, we had talked about John Voight previously over text messages, I think earlier today. What kind of car was George attempting to say was owned by John Voight?
A LeBaron.
A what LeBaron?
I think it was a Buick, right? Buick LeBaron?
I think it's a Chevrolet LeBaron.
Oh, is it?
It might be a Buick LeBaron. It is a LeBaron. That's it.
Okay, so we had some easy questions on today's show. We have 30 seconds left, so I just want to thank everybody who listened, but even more, I want to thank all the viewers.
I want to thank the viewers. I want to thank the callers, and next time we'll be able to host your calls a little bit better.
Yeah, next time we're going to clean it all up, but unfortunately I am out of time here, so I'm going to have to end the mic right here. Thank you very much. Goodbye from the mic.
I can still hear you, yeah. I'd format something if I were you. No. No. Okay. No.